Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
Kenewunya kiri bwekiti. Nawandika akatabo kange, the role of witchcraft in a malicious society. Miamu isonga believer in witchcraft.
Okiriza mudogo.
Edogo era ndina. Byange tubikwatako. Would you think I would have survived? Mwenda yabaga nti oyo omusajja namulaba mu mmotoka yange ate n'akivaamu ate ne musanga mu ddwaliro era explanation ye yanyamba nnyo. Kaakati kambabuulire, I have decided onsoma akatabo ako. Why? Nina omuntu wange gwe nkubidde essimu ne mugamba nti wadde nze sifunye mu gavumenti eno saidi zombi tezimpa naye njagala nnyo standby generator. Standby generator abasajja baatudde manya baganda baga nti ekyatta omwami nakimanya nze sisirika nina ebyuma byange bibakwata era mugambi you have the technology to understand these voices. Naye nawandika akatabo era mwekali omwo naye things have improved. Museveni bw'anakkiriza mutabani we ne bamubattula ate ali mununula alivaawo. I was watching a meeting. Two people were convincing somebody to abandon the presidential bid. But where I disagreed with them was to say, you never know what happens. Let us go, join this man's campaign, we make our presence there when we are doing something else. You never know. One day can be in the mortuary, one day can be in the hospital, one day can be... No, that is wrong. Let me tell you, if the parents God rejects you because of their reasons, it does not pay ogamba nti kanzita omusajja omuwala mwejeyo. Have you solved? Nalabako omusajja Christian nakalaba extremes 3.
Okay.
Nalabako omusajja is an MP musajja mukulu muwala we yali dokita naleta omulokole ewaka nibasinga be bonna nga batudde. They are doctors. Omusajja bwe yajja musajja mukulu yamugamba obanga ekyo kyosazeewo okunsasula mu myaka gyonna gye nkuweeredde n'ofuuka dokita nondeetera omusajja omulokole wano ntambudde ngenze. The marriage collapsed. Why? Even if are you going to convert to Catholicism?
No.
Netubeera ntaata waffe Butambala twagenda ne mwennyinaffe. For us we are Christians nga ye taata musiraamu. Netugenda n'omuko omusiraamu yatugamba baana bange mwennyina mwoyo ekisaani kyaleese wano n'emmotoka gye mugiddemu temwali giddiddemu kubanga musomedde eddwa eziziika. He has brought a Catholic man. How can I tell my... Kakati gwe ne bw'okyuka oli omusajja mukulu akoze eki? Are you going to convert to Islam?
No.
Kakati n'obusika bwa president bwe buli. Obusika bwa president ne bw'otamuhoozi tobufuna. Why? Except if you have the qualifications that enables you. It's not muhoozi. No. It's because you lack the qualifications. Okitegedde kyenkunyonnyola nti omuwala era naye nagendayo mu myaka gy'ekinaana tugende waffe Iraqai tugenda tukola ensobi musajja ali wa DP muwala we n'agamba nti ono kazini w'oba tegwendeese nga ffe tulowooza ti musajja mukulu ajja kusanyuka nnyo nti muwala we afumbiddwa. Yaga nti Kawenke n'oba teyakuwa Obwakabaka muwala gwe ofumbirwe bwakiriremerawo. Kati omuwala akola ensobi addayo omusajja gwe barijekiti nze yamutuga. Omusajja n'agula tikiti y'ennyonyi ne balowooza agenda kuyita ku kisaawe ky'entebe yayita Kenya. I also witnessed when you read many of my books nkubulya village wisdom tifwe twakulyanga eddaame omuntu alitwalira omusajja omukulu ku kyalo. My father kept a lot of wills because he was highly respected. Naye omusajja omuna mulaba nga azze ku makya mukulu naga Mirundi omanyi mpa eddaame lyange nti ati kiki ngenda kulikyusaamu. What's the problem? Omwana ono gwe nali mpadde obusika akuba nnyo bannyina abaagazaaki. Maybe he's not mine. Lwaki akuba bannyina abaagazaaki abasaba ki? The man changed because this man omwana we yali alowooleza mu musikira was battling his sisters. And the only man asked my father, I cannot trust this man. Why he batters his sisters? What does he need from his sisters to batter them? Kirabika si wange ayinza n'okuba wasanga nfudde. Kakati the issue ey'obusika nawandika akatabo ako mu 2011 nembagamba bambabazi baatu mukunde bani you are wasting time. Obusika buyina luluzi. One, a powerful leader cannot be equally replaced by succeeded by a powerful leader. Ekyo tekina gye kiri. The person who will succeed Museveni mujja kuba mumugaya.
Ajja kuba nyo.
If you look for Museveni, you never get Museveni.
Okay.
Uhuru Kenyatta bamugayanga bwe bati. Bamukuba n'amaaso amambyufu nti muyiwa mwenge. Afuze Kenya yagituusizza weri. Tewali namugamba nti yakozeko emikolo egimu nti adesigning agenda nca. Yes, ayinza okubeera muyinza omwaka mulamba kubanga
nga tebalonze kuba bagenda kulonda mwozo gwe.
Anti nkugambye bayinza okubulawo awangudde munne. Yes. Now wamulabyeko Kenya ina rituals teringa mmwe. President wa Kenya azaayo ekyambala ebbombo ekya field marshal ne bamufulumya ebbombo nga bamufulumya mu twakiti emmotoka ezikansike. Uhuru has not performed any retiring rituals. What does it mean? How can you allow a person handling issue ye Congo nga buli mwezi kumwava emboyeza? In America, a foreign leader cannot address Congress when there is 3 months. Ngagenda bakikolera n'entanya weyeka bali bamanya akomawo.
Kansomewo mu mitambo kati kagenda.
Yes.
Ali ku radio phone njagala kusoma katabo kano ka Tamale Mirundi.
Nabalaga. The meeting I had, I was watching. Threatened me.
Yakutisiza.
Yantisiza. Don't mind. You can find him in a hospital. Okay. You can find him in a mortuary. You can find him. No. You say whether Muhoozi is there or not, because Muhoozi is just a new person. What happened to all of the previous ones, Zimbabwe's is the what? Is because you failed. Even if you kill Muhoozi today, this is what they failed to understand.
Okay.
Nebonzija mu government kati nagivamu emyaka 10. My support will atesirida family yange yakonyemu. Tetuli baddamu. Muli bajozi. Bwe muli salawo kumpa sente muli zimpa.
Congo brother message nzirabo wano ziyita ku 075 akatabo ka Tamale Mirundi media consultant bakayita rules and principles of succession. Kano wakawandika nite wateka ko date kuluno. 2011. Okay. Wano katandikire wano.
Kasome busomika bwe bategere. They are listening to me because when I knew that they are following us, a man told him, Mirundi is not the cause of your problems. Mirundi is an intelligent man. He even said, he said that if Museveni wants subjects, then basically will take a power. Musajja bwe yamugambi. Yamugambi Mirundi si ekizibu kyo ne bw'omutta. Mirundi si kizibu kyo. I'm not your problem. My resistance is that mwagala kunjoga bijoze munjoge mukomyego muni ku mutomo nyaleko sobola muri baba Christians you will pay me my money but I will never work with you again. Echo na kigalawo siri kidoli bamujjayo muzayo mutegera nti nabakolera na muri percent zange. Yes.
Okay. Ndoza kazi ulumu onsimbi zino jinka somerumu akatabo kava akatabo
sida mu government
7. Okay.
Somebody mentioned that ekyo namugamba nti Mirundi is not your problem.
Okay. Katabo kano Kandandikire one. Wagamba what?
Rules and principles of success.
Yes, your title.
Soma. Una komera.
The two scenarios where the incumbent can either voluntarily retire or he is forced out of power. The latter scenario implies he will have no role in determining the successor. The voluntary retirement is such that the incumbent remains in strong position to influence and determine the successor. It then naturally follows that an incumbent cannot cede power to somebody he does not know. Knowing in politics does not stop at someone's name or face. It extends to a historical bond. Experience shows that it is highly risky for an incumbent to entrust power to someone without a historical link. By this, I mean a long-term relationship. You must have guarantors who can invoke this historical bond if he or she turns hostile. Nelson Mandela in South Africa ensured that his close friend Thabo Mbeki succeeded him. Secondly, a leader does not entrust power to somebody who can easily establish him or her own political power base within a short time. It is advisable to incumbents to remain with some sort of influence in the government in the first 5 years following their retirement. This is because human nature loves freedom. It seeks to get out of the shadow of its predecessor and establish its own identity and legacy. A person who can easily establish a political power base gets new friends and is easily hijacked by political opportunists in his new base. Somebody who feels that his success is attributed to you. This is what we call the politics of overwhelming. A person who believes that his or her achievements are related to one's own individual abilities and popularity is usually politically dangerous. However, even turncoats or weak leaders are dangerous. They become an easy target to political manipulation by their opponents and try to prove that they are not dependent on the retired president. A retiring president should never underestimate his successor's political abilities. People change. They are not static. As pointed earlier, there is no person who can accurately predict another person's mind. Many are pretenders. Furthermore, politics, money, and religion change people's attitudes and behavior. This is because they attract new friends with different motives. This explains why when people get money and power or get married, they change friends. In Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and the Kikuyu Mafia underestimated Daniel Arap Moi. They believed that since Moi came from a small tribe among the Kalenjin, the Kikuyu, who had established a strong network within the government and in the private sector, would snatch power from him. They looked at Moi as a passing cloud. However, he outsmarted them by borrowing power and support from other tribes. In Zambia, Frederick Chiruba underestimated Levi Patrick Mwanawasa. He was deceived by medical doctors that Mwanawasa would not complete his first term as president. Mwanawasa was a victim of a fatal accident that severely affected his abdomen. He reasoned that if he became president and gave him trouble, he would die within a short time. Therefore, Chiruba suggested that the new president be deputized by a vice president who would take over upon Mwanawasa's demise. But Chiruba would later pay heavily for this. Mwanawasa subjected him to a long and embarrassing court process where his underpants were exposed to the public. Most of the former allies were put behind bars. Mwanawasa wished to remain and die his own man. He did not attribute his ascendancy to the presidency to Chiruba's role. Chiruba failed to understand that Mwanawasa, as a private lawyer, could not pay for his huge health bills, and the doctors had based their death period to this fact. However, as a president of Zambia, who was waging a corruption crusade and forcing people to vomit what they had stolen, Mwanawasa's exorbitant bill was peanut to the excited public. Therefore, it's important that a retiring president ensures his successor does not undermine his legacy. President Yoweri Museveni pointed out that he does not care about his legacy. However, this is important. Ugandans will remember Museveni, among other achievements, as a man who restored peace, stability, and human dignity, and rejuvenated the country's image. Ugandans, for the first time in history, saw soldiers who do not rape women, who do not kill with impunity, or who do not steal the public. They will remember that Museveni turned the Namamve killing fields during Amin and Okero Lutua into an industrial center. In the 70s and mid-80s, people would scan Namamve forest on a daily basis to retrieve corpses of their dead relatives. Government soldiers would take their victims to this slaughter dungeon and leave their dead bodies to be collected by their relatives for burial. The place became a mortuary of sorts. A group of youth permanently remained there to depend on income from relatives searching for their lost relatives. Museveni will be remembered for pro-people policies like UPE, USE, Bonabagagawale, etc. Prosperity for all, free and fair elections, right from village to the president. Therefore, no retiring president would wish to see such achievements erased by his departure. He therefore cannot hand over power to a person who threatens to undermine the above. In the case of Uganda, these must remain monuments for President Museveni. And this explains why Moi did not rename Kenyatta's monuments after his own name. He put his own structures. Even in his early days as president, Moi insisted on following the Nyayo philosophy, implying walking in Kenyatta's footsteps. Tukomao olwakadde ndakingasigaza ttaano kampiteko mpaka bw'abantu ako kikatabo ka mwami Yowana Mirundi
nenkugamba nti omukulembeze tagenda kuwa buyinza alinga musika.
Okay.
The moment if you want to steal from a mosque okuba muzikiti oyina kubeera musiraamu ng'olina n'akadomola ti oyina wuzu mbadde ensaala kuba muzikiti teguggalwa. Omuntu yenna nabagamba anybody who wants to have power in Uganda must be humble to Museveni. If you are not humble to Museveni, then you cannot succeed him. Okay. For Abaganda tukubuuza gwatantidde mwana wange gwatatidde nzoli kyamalaalo
amaze kufa.
Can I give you nkukiriza onsikire ontunde? Bano bawona babatunda ebijja batunda ki tebaba examininga. Omwana atunda buli kimu toyinza muwa busika. Ate ffe mu Baganda the daughters, our sisters determine who should be musika. Is abaana abawala mu Buganda be balonda omusika. Why? Tibobo bale mwabayina okuddawa. Ekidiba kiddawa bwe wakyo esaaniko wa. Okujja kwanga afunyeyo omwana wa agaggawadde n'amuzimbira. Omukazi yali vulnerable at all ages. Omukazi bawa amulekawo. Abaana ne bakula ne bamugobawo. Namwandu ne bamugoba abaana. Kubanga omwana kyakola kuwasiriza mu nnyumba ya kitaawe. Kakati gwonolemeramu. Boyina okugenda omukazi anakuteeka wamufumbiro. So therefore nalabye abantu bano nga boogera. But what threatened me, omusajja nze kunze yandifeeti nze, one man defended me. The man said, you are complaining about Mirundi. Mirundi is not the cause of your problems. Mirundi is an independent intellectual. At times he attacks Museveni, which is true. Mwankuba ni munkanyuka kasasiro siridda.
Okuyita mubaka bamuwano mudakike mubire sigaddeyo kungu nze Linus Muchwezi Masindi tubesunze nnyo emasindi tujja kungu tubesunze Masindi tujja kungu nze baseke Dennis mva apak district kwetuli tumbudde webale apach kungu nze sekyanze kalangala kwendi omukunavuka statu atuuka siseguka mwami Tamale Birundi nkwagala nnyo kajambo Kizito Siraje from Masindi Kijura Rwere border stage webale nnyo nagamba I fail to understand the word patriotism. How can one person get 2 million million for the vehicle and then gets 1.2 billion vehicle or the speak webale Joseph Masindi amwebale nnyo okuweereza kwetuli tubalinze webale nnyo tujje Masindi kungu anze muzukulu w'omugenzi Hassan Lwakayikara webale ogambye ogoberera webale nnyo. Thanks for the program. Natumanya Edmund Saracen officer tuning in from Masindi, but Mr. Tamale is confusing us that he can't work with Museveni and yet he's supporting standby generator. I don't think there is a difference between them. Onagamba kungu kwetuli, thanks for the show. Nze Julius Katugo Chankwanzi nebaza Tamale byayogedde naye nze ngamba basomesa ne bwe banakola ne bana bakako kusomesa nga si basanyufu tebajja kusomesa. Onaga mwami Tamale kansome kubaka wano. Mike Saluni Bukoma Nsimbi tusaba Tamale ajjekene waffe asomese ku bantu beno kuba bakyali bebafu nnyo. Tamale mwagala nnyo. Onagamba Adam, thanks for the program. Channel East webale Kongo John Omukonjo enakaseke kwendi wasibire oneyo akungu empereza ya mwetugisima nnyo muzeeyi waffe talina buzibu bwonna naye bano betutumayo ababaka bekizibu webale onagamba nze mu staff Makindi Adam webale kutuweereza mbuuza fiina masanyalaze Sophie Gombya ne Ragadi singa wabeerawo abaloopo olw'okukyankalanya abayimbi amateeka gabavunaana musango ki ono nagamba kungu I like Tamale Mirundi the way he analyzes issues. Thanks Magala Amoti ekakumiro ono nagamba Adam webale kutuweereza nze Dane Kijura South Masindi nze Nsima Busimye Empereza ne Oscar ku saloon atumbude onagamba Adam kungu nze sekandi Geoffrey Ekalusungwa Kiboga kwetuli tuwuliriza onagamba Machero from Entebbe Katambi Busabaga we love Mirundi so much but Tamale we are listening. Helen Emasindi ogambye hai kungu fetunyumirwa program ekyewunyisa nti ministry eri mu kukosebwa kulembera first lady kyokka tanyega famaaso ku lutimbe era tunyumirwa film. Helen Alimasindi akungu thanks for the show. I'm John Paul from Bweyogerere. I love Mirundi because ayina bwino tusome butabo bwe kyekyo onagamba assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam bwana kungu ono Jose Nganga Emasindi Tamale Mirundi mwagala nnyo yebale assalamu alaikum bro alaikum salam kwendi ntumbudde Mirundi zimiso ekola honorable Nambuya Maimuna alimbale Dr. Dani Ebinyinya Masindi mwagala nga sente tukulinze Masindi olw'omukaaga luno yetujja nzija ne Tamale Masindi. Thanks for the program. Adam Kungu Adima in Chihago Zimasindi. That man is right. Mukagwa
bandi akakadde muzee emmotoka ku munala we yogera emmotoka za mujere ijeri nga balimba bazanya bokka nagenda namusanga alya nankoko namugamba munsi byakakadde kange nemujja kasasula kangende wa 3,000 1000 motoka zange njazikwata nazikwata enkeera
3,000 yaliwa
3,000
omusajja butayambala
musajja we waffe w'amaanyi nnyo 1000 ate eddogo tewali wa ddogo wa mutwalo abalogo tebalogera sente nyingi abavunu abajjanja be bali embuzi omulogo tewali muntu mulogo asula ku mufaliso omulogo asula ku mukeeka tebwambala ngatte waffe kuntekagulako mutwe bwiyawo okasanga kano gemwanyi bw'ate ekimi eki zize kwebaza yafudde atya jajjanga bwe wagamba n'okatuluya bwoti nkalinga katonda oyina okusanga abantu 10 nga bonna bazze kwebaza engeri gyekabaseemu 10,000 tasanga 13 ba teri mulogo nkubuulira
tebwambala ngatto obusaka kanoge
tebwambala ngatto tebusula ku mufaliso tebulyanga ku bbangu naye nakatya ndafuna dola zange nekankubira timu nekaŋŋamba wa nze ku nzungu ompaako ddamugamba bwozitegeeta otya enzungu zizo zimanyi kababba emmotoka yange nekagamba gwe olwo oluswayiri si lwewa Nyerere emmotoka ye eri Kenya oluswayiri lwammwe tekagireeta
nejja
omusajja teyaleeta emmotoka nga enjuki emulemedde mu nnyindo n'agula emmotoka 2
webali nnyo done onagamba Wani from Masinde, thanks for the program. I say hi to everyone. Webale akungu webale kuwereza otafire Emma and Moses amoti tutumbudde wano ku Main Street Hoima Oil City jambo webale akungu nze mutabani wa Yohana Nsima kungu ne mutabani wa Yohana Nsima mbuliza Tamale kisoboka abakozi ba government okutekebwa contract basis. Okay, Balam Ronald Katumba Pakanyi Agent Radio 7, we are waiting for you in Masinde on Saturday. We are coming, my brother. Hello Kungu, I'm Brian webale nnyo anagamba Kungu, thanks for the program. Webale nawe munsasiro baka sobola kubanga malakateke nkaweddeyo dda alinda atenyi
babirete tubawe local content
Lwomukaga
bajjeko ebibuzo byabwe. What I'm telling you,
Lwomukaga ebibuzo tubiddiramu wali
what I'm telling these people nti arrogance yabwe if you want Masanyalaze to be the head of musicians or you want Mukagombya, make her popular. Naye bo tebategeera sente ze baba wange okuwa abayimbi tezaatuuka.
Okay,
kakati ba arrogance yabwe bwe bajjawo netutemuddayo.
Beni Destiny Okogi webale onagamba Mwanje Isma oli ku Twitter webale Jamiru Abeka, thanks for the show Kungu, I'm listening. Onagamba Kungu kwetuli tugoberera mwamitamale kamalirizo wano. Kungu amwesigwa Geoffrey in Masinde Labongo listening in. Adam and Mirundi mukulikeyo every Monday tubako wano, we can't miss. Webale nyo Kungu, thanks for the program. I'm called Byaruhanga Julius from Masinde Museveni ayongezaba somsa. Kungu, thanks for the program and hosting Mirundi. We are on Shamim Kabalye Masinde jambo. God Geoffrey Muhanuzi in Chibaire Hoima webale nyo. Onagamba amurapa governor Chinyara kwendi Kungu webale kuwereza tompaderi nyalyo webale kutuwereza mwami Kungu nze Samu Musoga Chiryandongo kwendi onagamba Kungu webale program anatumanya tuning in from Masinde, great for me. Mr. Tamale Mirundi Kungu and Tamale, good evening, thanks for the program. I'm Kagwa listening in from Noya district jambo ndugu Tamale emiramwa ojirina naye oteka munyo olwali n'oluzungu lungi. Literature teacher bwati wagambe isabire tambulire jasenzide webali kuwereza. I'm tuned in from Muzinda Nsanji. Ambassador Kenneth Busulwa. I'm Emily, thanks Kungu for the show. Onagamba Kungu kwetule tugoberere nteekateeka eno. Why should we be fooled by Museveni's people? Okay, webali nnyo. Onagamba thanks for the program Adam. And Tamale Mirundi, I'm Juma live from Masindi. We love you. We love you too. Thanks for the program, Kungu. I'm Wanok Bosco from Lwo'busika. I'm live on Radio 7. Thanks for the program, Kungu. I'm Kawesi from Natete Banai. Tusimempereza kwetuli. Tugoberera Emma Wandada nabala. Mwebale kuberanga temuva kunsunsuzi. No goberera entekateka yonna. Onagamba Kungu sebo webale nnyo kuweereza enchaku machatu kulinide ku Baba TV. Webale kusawa 3 nja kubeerako nabalala. Bani sigenda kuongerako Mwalimu Solomon Bumba gwemba nsembyayo naye agambye omukunavu mungambire nti nina akakadde kange wano kenjagala tukozese okuwandisa union empya. Ampa magezi ki kubanga nze njagala kufuumula ba advisor wange mu kizimbe union empya.
We need 2 unions. We need the union for science teachers and the union for arts sciences. But I'm telling you, it will continue. Even the doctors, the battle is within the government. Museveni is closing up the gaps that these doctors have been using to shift the man out of government. I'm telling you. You make accountability.